Hollywood in the 1930s and 40s was a world of contradictions. On one side, the silver screen radiated glamour, elegant starlets in satin gowns, dashing leading men in tailored suits, and stories that made audiences laugh, cry, and dream. But behind the scenes, a darker reality festered. Gangsters, drawn to the money and influence of Tinseltown, wove themselves into the fabric of the movie business. They financed films, rubbed shoulders with stars, and seduced Hollywood's most dazzling women with promises of power and protection. For some leading ladies, the allure of these dangerous men was irresistible. But their romances came at a cost, one that would haunt their careers, their legacies, and even their lives. Tonight, we unravel the tangled tales of the women who gambled with gangsters and lost. First up, we have Virginia Hill, who wasn't your average starlet. With her fiery personality, sharp wit, and unapologetic ambition, she stood out in a town full of polished performers. Born into poverty in Alabama, Virginia clawed her way to Hollywood, determined to escape her past. But instead of finding fame on screen, she found it in the arms of Benjamin Bugsy Siegel, the gangster who dreamed of turning a dusty Nevada desert into Las Vegas. Their relationship was electric. Siegel, a man who thrived on risk, admired Virginia's fearlessness. She became his confidant, his courier, and his partner in crime, literally. While Siegel built his casino empire, Virginia crisscrossed the country, delivering envelopes of cash to mob bosses. Together, they lived like royalty. Penthouse suites, diamond bracelets, and champagne-fueled parties. But the cracks in their fairy tale began to show when Siegel's Flamingo Hotel opened to disastrous crowds. The mob blamed him for losing millions, and Virginia's loyalty was questioned. Then, in 1947, Siegel's life came to a sudden, violent end. Though Virginia wasn't in the room when it happened, the mob turned on her, accusing her of betrayal. Branded a traitor, she fled to Europe, her Hollywood connections severed. Her later years were marked by loneliness and whispers of self-destruction. By 1966, the woman who once dazzled gangsters and movie stars alike was gone, her fortune and spirit drained. Virginia's story is a haunting reminder. In the underworld, love and loyalty are currencies that run out fast. Next up, Jean Harlow, the blonde who burned too bright. Jean Harlow was Hollywood's original it girl. With her platinum hair, smoky voice, and magnetic charm, she became the blueprint for the bombshell. But off-screen, her life was a series of tragedies, many tied to the shadowy figures drawn to her fame. At just 20 years old, Harlow married Paul Byrne, a respected MGM executive twice her age. Byrne was quiet, intellectual, and rumored to have connections to the mob through his shadowy past. Their marriage lasted only 2 months before Byrne passed away in their home, the details of which we cannot get into here on YouTube. The official cause was ruled a self-inflicted tragedy, but gossip swirled. Some claimed Byrne had ties to organized crime and that his death was a warning. Others whispered that Harlow's mother, a controlling stage parent, had pushed Byrne to the edge. Harlow's second marriage was no safer. Harold Ross, her new husband, was a shadowy figure with alleged gangster ties. Friends warned her about his temper and his dubious business dealings, but Harlow, desperate for stability, ignored them. The marriage crumbled, and Harlow's health began to fail. Struck by a sudden illness in 1937, she collapsed on set and passed away days later at 26. The public mourned the loss of a star, but insiders wondered, did the darkness she courted in her personal life hasten her downfall? Now it's Lana Turner, the screen siren, and the storm she couldn't escape. Lana Turner epitomized Hollywood glamour. Discovered at a soda shop at 16, she skyrocketed to fame as the sweater girl, a symbol of youthful allure. But her personal life was a tempest of bad choices, none more infamous than her relationship with Johnny Stompanato. Stompanato was no ordinary suitor. A decorated Marine turned mob enforcer, he worked for Los Angeles crime boss Mickey Cohen. To outsiders, he was charming and polished. To Lana, he was possessive and volatile. Their romance began as a whirlwind of lavish gifts and whispered promises, but it soon turned toxic. Stompanato's temper flared, and he began threatening Lana, even showing up unannounced on film sets to intimidate her. The breaking point came in 1958. During a heated argument at Lana's Beverly Hills home, Stompanato's rage spiraled out of control. In a moment of chaos, the confrontation turned fatal. Though Lana's teenage daughter was cleared of wrongdoing in the ensuing legal drama, the scandal dominated headlines. Tabloids painted Lana as a negligent mother, and studios quietly blacklisted her. The woman who once symbolized Hollywood's golden age became a cautionary tale. Love could be as dangerous as any gangster's bullet. If you're enjoying this video, do give us a like and make to subscribe. And now we turn to Thelma Todd, the comedian who laughed in the face of danger. Thelma Todd was the queen of comedy in the 1930s. Known as the ice cream blonde for her wit and radiant charm, she starred in over 120 films, often alongside legends like Laurel and Hardy. But her off-screen life was a high-stakes game of risk and rebellion. Thelma's troubles began when she opened a glamorous nightclub, Thelma Todd's Sidewalk Cafe, in the Pacific Palisades. The club became a hotspot for Hollywood's elite and for mobsters looking to launder money. Thelma resisted their demands to turn her cafe into a gambling den, a decision that put her at odds with powerful figures. Among them was Lucky Luciano, a notorious gangster rumored to be her former lover, and Pat DiCicco, her abusive husband with mob ties. In 1935, Thelma was found lifeless in her car, parked in a garage. Authorities called it an accident, but the details didn't add up. The car's ignition was off, the door locked from the outside, and Thelma had bruises suggesting a struggle. Rumors spread like wildfire. Had she been silenced for defying the mob? Or was her husband's temper the real culprit? The truth vanished with Thelma, leaving behind a mystery that still chills Hollywood historians. So what drove these women to risk everything for men who operated in the shadows? For some, it was the thrill of danger, a break from the studio-controlled lives they were forced to lead. For others, it was the illusion of safety. In a cutthroat industry, a gangster's influence could feel like armor. But in the end, each of these women paid a steep price. Careers were derailed, reputations were shattered, and lives were cut tragically short. The golden age of Hollywood wasn't just a time of sparkling premieres and technicolor dreams. It was an era where power brokers, both in suits and in shadows, pulled the strings. These leading ladies learned too late that love in Hollywood's underworld wasn't a romance. It was a transaction, and the bill always came due.